Abbas Haider, the Samajwadi Party has the dubious distinction of charges being made that one of your own has been charged with hoarding LPG cylinders at a time when households are looking for LPG cylinders. The government's notification is very clear. It says commercial cylinders could face problems. Priority will be domestic cylinders. But here you have a Samajwadi Party leader who's caught, so-called by the BJP, saying that there is hoarding going on. अब्बास हैदर, एक तरफ आप होर्डिंग कर रहे हैं, दूसरी तरफ आप सरकार को ब्लेम कर रहे हैं. These are tough times. There is a war. Should the opposition get away without responsibility or accountability?
Navika ji, this is a very crucial time, and we believe that the government should acknowledge that there is something is going wrong. Something is really not, what we have expected. Instead of doing this whataboutery and playing blame game. Navika ji, what you have talked about is this incident in Lucknow, whereas this gentleman who is from the Samajwadi Party, who is member of Samajwadi Party, he has got a gas agency which is very close to his resort, and the road is being constructed. An FIR has been lodged against him. The cylinder which were recovered were empty cylinders, and Navika ji, this is a matter of investigation. There is CCTV footage, so many data is available. Road was getting constructed, so these cylinders were recovered. Now, Navika ji, so I don't believe there is anything wrong in that. And however, the investigation will take its course, and the investigation will decide that he was wrong or not. But Navika ji, we have always stood for our country. We have stood for diversifying our energy imports, and we all know that more than 68% of our LPG import is from Qatar, UAE and Kuwait, and we always wanted that this should be diversified. And if you talk about Saudi Arabia and Oman,
कब बोला था आपने? जरा please refer to the last time in any parliament intervention this suggestion has been given by the Samajwadi Party. Please refer to the date. I'd like to pick it out.
Navika ji have always stood that there should be a bipartisan approach which should be taken in this, but the government is not ready to acknowledge the problem. That is the basic thing. If only they'll be ready to acknowledge the problem.
You did not make a specific recommendation on diversification. You are now saying the government should acknowledge first that there is a problem. When the government acknowledges, that is the time you will celebrate कि देखा इनसे नहीं हो पाया. Abhijit Iyer-Mitra, correct me if I'm wrong. Is that not the impression that the opposition is giving today? That they're waiting for the government to confess there is a problem. Once that is done, they will go to town and say, Dekho, they have failed.
Basically, Navika, I see their approach is they will call everything a failure. Tomorrow, if, somebody climbs Mount Everest, they'll say he'll actually fail to climb Mount Everest. We are being shown fake images of it. And then if somebody says yes, they'll say, see, we told you so. These are like the conspiracy theorists who believe Armstrong never landed on the moon and everything that was done was staged in a studio in San Francisco somewhere. Now, what do you do with people like this? On one hand, they said, remember, at the start of the war, the exact same panelists you see below here were on the exact same show saying, our diplomacy with Iran has failed. We have completely let down Iran. Then Khatibzadeh, the deputy foreign minister, came here and the Iranians are saying nice things about us. So now what is their attack now? Non-alignment has failed. Now we're doing non-alignment better than Nehru ever did during his lifetime because we don't have crackpots like Krishna Menon going and ruining our reputation abroad.
Okay.
So what do they do? So what do we do? So then they start screaming, everything else is failing, LPG is failing. Now, what do we know about LPG? They have created basically this is how hoarding and shortages start in this country. There is a supply side, there is a supply problem, there is not a storage problem. There is not a problem of storage of LPG or in fact of LPG coming in at the moment. But what have they done? They've created an afwa where people start hoarding. You create these things, right? Next, they will then, the moment this LPG shortage, so-called shortage, gets over, Navika, mark my words, it will move on to something else. They will then say we have angered America and Israel. Suddenly, Israel from being enemy number one will become our great friend. And then it will require Gideon Sar to come here for them to move on to something else. They are those typical people who will find nothing good about anything.
Absolutely, well said. But let me
who go to people's houses and say the water was delicious.
Well, let me pull out this press release. 13 September 2012. No war. No war whatsoever in 2012. What is the press release stating? It says there is the depreciation of the Indian rupee against the US dollar. The uncompensated under recovery causes loss to the public sector oil marketing companies. The CCPA has taken the decision to do what? To cap the availability of LPG cylinders at 6 per year. Matlab, you will only get 6 cylinders in a year. Yahan, it is now, booking has been increased from 21 to 25 days, and Sanjay Jha, the whole opposition is up in arms. Hai, kya kar diya, shortage. Please look at your own press release of 2012. There was no war at that point. And you did not answer the question on why Pawan Khera is spreading fake news by saying that these ships were not meant for India but for the United States. Should the Congress party apologize?
But Navika, here are 2 points. I'm glad you mentioned that because at that point I was the official spokesperson for the party. Let me make the point very clear. There was full 100% transparency from the Dr. Manmohan Singh government. We acknowledged the risk. There was this whole talk of the Asian currencies feeling a lot of stiff pressures on devaluation. There was impact. Oil prices were considerably high. We acknowledge that. Here are 2 points that are very important in your discussion tonight, Navika. It's important. Point number 1. Don't forget this. Under UPA, our dependence on oil imports were in the range of 75%. Under Modi, it has become 90%. So here is the responsibility of the Modi government. You have become more import dependent and you don't have enough strategic reserves. India is the second largest consumer of LPG as an importer, second largest. And 60% of our needs are actually imported. Where is your preparation?
Okay.
You can't just say that oil is okay.
All right. Why don't you answer? Why don't you answer the complete dependence of the Congress party on fake news? Pawan Khera and his statement.
Well, let me tell you one thing.
Answer the question that I'm asking fairly and squarely, Sanjay Jha. No water about it.
Well, I haven't read Pawan's tweet, but one thing which I can tell you,
I'm reading it out to you.
There has been an attempt by the BJP to say that the Iranians have approved the imports.
Picture.
There is no official statement to that effect.
2011
Is there an official statement? Bhatia ji, 1 minute. Bhatia, can you quote to me?
This tweet is deleted now by the Congress party.
Yeah.
No, Sanjay bhai.
One thing.
No.
The picture has been deleted, but Pawan Khera said there is an atmosphere of celebration in the BJP camp because 2 Indian ships, Shivalik and Nanda Devi, carrying LPG have crossed the Strait of Hormuz. But these are headed for Jackson's USA, something anyone can easily verify on marine traffic trackers. Well, Congress party going out of its way to mislead the nation and create anarchy, create a situation of hoarding. And Sohail said, how responsible is that? Transparency that Sanjay Jha talks about and the fake news. Please respond to